head of the Suicide Squad.
You never returned my emails.
Why are you stirring up drama right now?
For 2 seasons, Harley Quinn gleefully and hilariously skewered every self-serious corner of the DC universe with abandon, while also sneaking in some of the best character development available in superhero streaming. Season 3 is no different, refusing to lose any of its signature satirical bite, even as its heart gets a little softer due to Harley and Ivy's finally canon romance. It may sag a little in its various subplots, but when its focus is on our new favorite Gotham couple, it, like Harley herself, is hard not to love.
Radiant!
Aw, thanks. We've been doing a ton of banging.
It's so fun, and then raunchy, and then a little scary.
The first episode of Season 3 ends with the typical title card, but with a twist, reading Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. That doesn't seem to be a permanent name change, but it sets the tone for this season. This installment is very much a co-starring effort. It already started to look this way in Season 2, but by this batch of episodes, it's clear that Ivy is just as much a headliner for the series as Harley, and it's all the better for it. Just as they're compatible as a couple, they continue to make a great duo on screen, with Harley bringing the unpredictability with all her smishy-smashy impulses, and Ivy in more of a straight man role, albeit with a good bit of complexity. And shippers, rejoice. We finally get a show where Harley and Ivy are unabashedly a loving romantic couple. But we quickly learn that it's not all rainbows and butterflies, or photosynthesis and baseball bats, as the two have plenty of new struggles to face.
Harley, you've changed.
These issues may be predictable ones if you've been keeping up with the series, but the way they play out is incredibly relatable and realistic, with each character believably growing a lot throughout the season. Altogether, it never loses sight of the loving bond we've seen grow between them, which is what holds Season 3 together.
This is not drama, okay? What's she gonna do? She's wearing a pencil skirt.
But before you start to worry that it's all couples therapy and morality struggles, rest assured, it's just as cartoonishly violent, crass, and riotous as before. You still get your Suicide Squad parodies, bloody beat-em-ups, and even a well-placed orgy.
Let the grand orgy begin!
Harley Quinn has always been, and continues to be, deft in balancing all of this. It's the subplots of Season 3 that lead to more mixed results. Let's start off with the positive. Just about everything done with the Bat family is a welcome addition, since Harley Quinn is especially skilled at poking fun at DC's most serious characters.
Serious.
Seriously, I'd rather you killed me.
Its kind of pathetic take on Batman/Bruce Wayne isn't only funny, but it also somehow manages to tread some new ground in this character's incredibly well-worn trauma. And Nightwing, though a tad underutilized, is always funny in his desperate quest for Batman's approval. The other secondary characters don't fare as well. The Joker standalone episode is a low point of the season. It has its moments, but the, hey, Joker goes to PTA meetings now, bit gets tiresome when stretched across even a short 22 minutes. The same goes for Jim Gordon's storyline about running for mayor. Like the aforementioned Joker bit, his is one that works in small doses, but doesn't earn nearly as much screen time as it gets. And Clayface's acting subplot earns a few chuckles, since it is fun to watch James Gunn mock himself, but the many inside baseball jokes will probably mostly be funny only to those entrenched in the entertainment industry. There are some other side quest highlights, like Hype Man's brief but nice appearance and the appropriately ridiculous take on the Court of Owls. But let's face it, we're here for Harlivy, and Season 3 ultimately does them justice.
What up, Gotham City? Harley and Ivy are back!
Love is in the air, but that doesn't mean Harley Quinn isn't as insane, blood-soaked, and hilarious as it's always been. Season 3's take on Harley and Ivy's newly romantic relationship is still unsurprisingly the highlight, tackling all their highs and lows in ways that are incredibly true to each character. It also manages to pack in a few surprises regarding the Bat family, especially Batman himself, although other subplots like Joker and James Gordon's don't have the same staying power. Still, if you're here for Harlivy and all the raunch and violence you've come to expect from this delightfully biting little corner of superhero streaming, you won't be disappointed.
And tell Ben Affleck I upper decked his fancy soda stream!
For more TV reviews, check out what we thought of Resident Evil Season 1 and The Boys Season 3. And for everything else, stick with IGN.